Hello, I'm David Hutton of Plastics Today. Joining me is Zach Muscato, Director of Sustainability and Innovation at Plastic Ingenuity. Among the topics that the company will be presenting at Pack Expo in Las Vegas are EPR legislation in North America. Zach, can you summarize the current and upcoming EPR mandates?
Yes, David, we're entering a truly transformational time for extended producer responsibility in the U.S. for packaging and paper products. EPR has been around before globally, Europe, Canada, but this is really the first time where we're entering into a phase where there are multiple states in the U.S. that have enacted extended producer responsibility bills for packaging. So that's 7 states as of right now. It's about 20% of the U.S. population. They're all in various stages of implementation, but it's really causing significant change to occur in the packaging design and packaging manufacturing industry.
That kind of segues into my next question. Can you tell us how EPR impacts packaging design, materials, and labeling requirements?
Absolutely. So if you're not familiar with EPR, what it does is it shifts the cost of the end-of-life management of a product from society or from municipalities to the producers of that product. So there's this concept called eco-modulation, where incentives are built into the fees that the producers pay in these programs to incentivize them to design and develop packaging that is more recyclable at the end of its life and essentially has a lower cost of disposal. So brands and producers, we are now incentivized, we will pay lower fees in theory by designing packaging that's recyclable in practice, and using recycled content and making other wise design choices such as minimizing material usage, looking at reuse systems where they make sense, using renewable feedstocks. So essentially trying to drive packaging in a direction that is more sustainable and more circular.
And what strategies can companies follow to improve recyclability and align with these compliance goals?
Yes, it can be very tricky because since this is happening at the state level, there's a lack of harmonization from state to state. But at PI, Plastic Ingenuity, we like to focus on the 3 core tenets of EPR. That's recyclability, adding PCR, and source reduction. And on the recyclability side, the guide that we follow is the Association of Plastic Recyclers Design Guidelines. We attempt to follow that to a T and stick with features and aspects that are preferable for recyclers and avoid those that will render a package non-recyclable. Oftentimes, a big choice, but not the entire piece of the picture, is material selection. So we want to make sure wherever possible, we're working with materials that are widely collected for recycling, like PET, polypropylene, and high-density polyethylene. And then just making sure that we're making wise choices with colorants and additives and anything we may add to enhance the package. Then from there, it comes down to structure, attachments, lidding film. But by following the APR design guide, that's really our North Star when it comes to developing recyclable packaging.
And if you had to dust off the crystal ball, where do you see this issue going over, say, the next 1 to 3 years?
I think EPR will continue to grow and spread beyond the 7 states that have passed these laws now. I think it'll continue to spread into new states. I doubt we'll see anything at the federal level. It's probably asking too much. In my hope is that the Producer Responsibility Organization, Circular Action Alliance can kind of step in and help provide some of that harmonization that's so badly needed. I'm optimistic that these programs will have a beneficial impact on our industry. It may be bumpy as we roll into the initial phases of implementation, but I think EPR programs have proven to be effective. You can look across the globe and look at Europe and Canada, and they are having their intended impact. So as an industry, we need to embrace it. We need to embrace the change and proactively look at ways that we can be compliant to these new expectations.
And lastly, where can companies find your booth at Pack Expo?
Yes, so our booth can be found in SL 18062. So it's SL 18062. Stop by. We're happy to chat about extended producer responsibility, sustainable packaging, or anything you'd like to talk about.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.